Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. The 2025 Range Rover Sport SV by Mansory is the kind of SUV that refuses to blend in, refuses to behave, and refuses to apologize for anything. This is a machine built for people who want presence, intimidation, luxury, and performance, all dialed far beyond what Land Rover ever intended from the factory. From the moment it appears in your rear view mirror, you instantly know this is not a normal Range Rover Sport. It's wider, lower, louder, and far more aggressive, almost like Mansory took the idea of the Range Rover Sport SV and simply told their designers, take everything to the extreme. And that is exactly what this is, a 2025 brutal RR transformed into something that looks half luxury yacht and half street legal weapon. The first thing that hits you is the bodywork. Mansory carbon is not subtle, and that's the whole point. The entire front fascia is redesigned with deep cuts, sharper lines, and aerodynamic channels that make the normal SV look soft in comparison. The bumper is more sculpted, the intakes are gigantic, and the carbon fiber feels almost endless. You've got carbon along the front splitter, around the grille, on the hood vents, and spreading across the fenders. Every piece is exposed weave, polished to a mirror finish, reflecting light in a way that makes the SUV look even angrier. The bonnet itself gets Mansory's signature power dome design, which doesn't just look like raw aggression, but also improves cooling for the massive twin-turbo V8 sitting underneath. As the car rolls past you, the widened track becomes immediately obvious. Mansory flares the wheel arches far beyond stock dimensions, giving the SUV a much more dominant stance on the road. It stands like a heavyweight athlete ready to charge, and the way the wider arches blend into the doors and rear quarter panels is surprisingly clean for something so extreme. Then you notice the wheel's gigantic forged lightweight alloys, finished in a deep black or brushed metal tone depending on personal specification. Wrapped in ultra-low profile high-performance tires, they completely fill the wheel wells. Behind them sit uprated brakes with massive drilled rotors and eye-catching calipers that remind you this heavy SUV is designed to stop as brutally as it accelerates. Moving along the side profile, the carbon mirrors, carbon door trims, and carbon side skirts continue the visual drama. Mansory never does anything halfway, and even the smallest details are shaped for maximum presence. When the sunlight hits the carbon weave, it creates this shimmering 3D effect that makes the whole SUV feel alive. It doesn't matter whether you like or hate Mansory's style, you simply cannot ignore it. This is the loudest, boldest version of the Range Rover Sport SV ever created. At the rear, things get even crazier. A huge carbon diffuser dominates the lower section, with deep fins and sharp geometry designed to stabilize the SUV at high speed. The quad exhaust tips are enlarged, reshaped, and finished in a dark metallic coating that hints at the power boost hidden inside the engine bay. Above it, the carbon boot spoiler and roof spoiler transform the entire backside of the vehicle into something that looks part rally car, part luxury jet fighter. You also get a redesigned rear bumper, additional vents, LED detailing, and Mansory badges that instantly tell enthusiasts what they're looking at. But the bodywork is only half of what makes this creation special. The real transformation comes from the performance upgrades. The stock 2025 Range Rover Sport SV is already a monster, producing around 625 horsepower from its BMW-derived 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8, but Mansory doesn't settle for factory numbers. They push the engine to a violent new level by remapping the ECU, improving air delivery, enhancing cooling, and fitting a high-flow exhaust system. The end result is a massive jump in output, around 720 to 750 horsepower, depending on configuration. That means acceleration that feels absurd for a vehicle of this size. You press the throttle, and the SUV launches forward like a performance coupe, with a deep, thunderous soundtrack that echoes off buildings. The turbos spool aggressively, the gearbox snaps through gears with more urgency, and the entire SUV feels lighter, more responsive, and far more alive. The handling also gets attention. Mansory tweaks the suspension to lower the stance while improving body control. You feel less roll in high-speed corners, more stability on uneven surfaces, and more precision when changing direction. The adaptive suspension works with the modifications rather than fighting them, and the wider track helps keep the SUV planted even when you push it hard. Despite the extreme visual design, the driving experience surprises you with how controlled it feels. There's still that familiar Range Rover comfort, but with a new edge like the SUV constantly reminding you that it's ready to explode with power at any moment. Inside, the transformation becomes even more dramatic. Mansory's interior work is where their craftsmanship really shines. Step inside the 2025 Mansory SV, and it feels like you just walked into a custom-built luxury jet. Every surface is wrapped in premium leather, Alcantara, or carbon fiber. The stitching is bold, contrasting, and perfectly aligned. Mansory logos are integrated into the seats, the headrests, the carpets, and even the door light projection. The seats are completely roof-upholstered, often in a quilted or perforated pattern with thick padding that makes the cabin feel softer yet more performance-focused. The steering wheel is reshaped with a flat bottom, deeper grips, and carbon inserts. The paddle shifters are also carbon, giving a satisfying tactile feel when you flick through gears. Even areas you don't normally pay attention to, like the door sills, center console, speaker grills, and boot panels, are modified with new materials, patterns, and textures. Mansory's philosophy is that if your eye can see it, your hand can touch it, or your ear can hear it, then it should be upgraded. Then there's the ambient lighting, which is brighter, cleaner, and more customizable than the standard model. Combined with the carbon inserts and the new upholstery patterns, driving this SUV at night gives a futuristic, spaceship-like vibe. The cabin feels both luxurious and intimidating, exactly like the exterior. It's a place you want to sit in even when the engine is off. Technology remains Range Rover's best, including the curved touchscreen, digital driver display, Meridian audio, and all the advanced driving features you expect from a top-tier British SUV. But in a Mansory build, everything feels more personal, more exclusive, and more tailored to the owner's taste. That's where Mansory really wins. They turn a premium factory car into a bespoke piece of automotive art. One of the best parts about the entire package is the commanding driving position. You sit high, seeing over smaller SUV, with a sense of dominance that no sports car can offer. Combine that with the brutal styling, and you start to understand why Mansory customers love these transformations. They're designed for owners who want to stand out, not blend in. People who want something rare, powerful, luxurious, and outrageous all in one package. On the road, reactions are instant. Pedestrians stare. Other drivers slow down just to look. Car enthusiasts immediately recognize the Mansory design language from a distance. In crowded cities, this SUV becomes a rolling spectacle. On open highways, it becomes a missile with leather seats. In wealthy neighborhoods, it becomes a symbol of taste or lack of it, depending on who you ask, but either way, it grabs attention like nothing else. And that's the true purpose of the Mansory Range Rover Sport SV. It isn't designed to be discreet or understated. It isn't built for people who want a quiet life. This is a statement machine, a creation that says you like power, you like luxury, and you don't care what the world thinks. It's a celebration of excess, beautifully engineered and unapologetically bold. The 2025 Range Rover Sport SV by Mansory is a combination of performance, exclusivity, and outrageous styling that no factory SUV will ever match. It takes a premium, high-performance British sporty SUV and transforms it into a bespoke street monster. It's extreme, it's loud, it's expensive, and it's absolutely unforgettable. Whether you love it or hate it, one thing is certain: you will remember it.